guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Let's do this to it. Mr. B, you sent me up your Palomar Deluxe 575. Now I started tearing into this and I didn't do an opening video. My bad. I'm almost sorry about that. But the note that I got said that the relay was sticking. And he wanted me to do my thing to it. So I did just that. Now, Mr. Bill, if you haven't noticed, the thing isn't sitting flat on the ground anymore. Why is that, you ask? Well, I put a 120 millimeter fan on the bottom of it. So when we turn it on, it will no longer get hot, and put our very rare SRF, what are these, 32 or 3749s, which is a high gain 455. Incredibly high gain sensitive transistor in here. Big bodied old 455. Very rare. So I figured I'd give it the best chance of survival. We made some significant changes on the inside of this thing since you've seen it last, Mr. B. I went ahead and upgraded your power wire. And like I said, added the fan. And it wasn't the relay that ended up being the problem. The little PMP transistor, this little guy, the little key-in transistor, was very weak. It took a great deal amount of signal to get it to latch up. It needed a 3-watt carrier to get the relay to latch. The other thing is that this capacitor is reading way, way low. The diode that's back here on the back of this thing, a little snubber diode that was back here, was also leaking. So there's something catastrophic has gone on with the key-in circuit. But I went ahead and I put a very high gain PMP key-in transistor in here for you. We changed out the snubber and we went to a different and smaller electrolytic for a reason. And the reason is that we wanted it to fire down at even less wattage. Like, we wanted to be able to bring it in at a 1/2 watt and have instant response. That way you weren't stuck going, man, this thing's stuck inside, man, or it's the relay sticking. Nope. So Bill, if you still got the cover for this someplace at home, you can slide the cover back on. Now, the other thing we did is we gave the power wire upgrade on the inside. We changed the distribution bus a little bit. Now, these Palomars are really piss ass for ground. So your ground bus, the actual ground return, is the cabinet, but they bring it down the edge of the cabinet and they let the pressure of the anodization of the board floating back and forth in there carry the ground. The problem is they don't bring the ground into the center of the cabinet anywhere. So we went ahead and we added a ground down here on the transistor. But the other thing is I changed up the power wire, and then I brought little grounds to each one of the legs of the transistors. We have to do that. This joint right here doesn't even have a ground attached to it. So it's acting and it's expecting the transistor to pass enough current through the transistor and through the transistor this way to make a balanced circuit. So the fact that the trace here, which is only about maybe a 1/16 of an inch wide, and this one here, which is maybe a 1/16 of an inch wide, they've just got designed to carry 25 amps worth of current? No. Then in turn, there's no ground hookup on this side of the board anywhere from here forward to feed the driver transistor. So we utilized it by putting a strap here. We utilized a heatsink, gave it a physical mechanical ground and another physical mechanical ground here. So between this ground distribution network, we were able to get it up over about 550 watts. I put flybacks in it to help clean it up just a little bit more on the signal. And what I mean by that is, poof. We got our new bench test equipment in line. Now how we're picking the signal up is we're picking it up from this line section right here. That's a Coaxial Dynamics 40 dB down attenuator. It goes through 316 coax, and it comes right here, and it goes through this little mini splitter, which knocks it down an additional 10 dBs off to each device. This is our oscilloscope. We got it set on auto range everything, and our spectrum int that we've got set at, our span is 49 kcs wide. Our center marker is 27.259999. Our noise floor, as you guys can see, tittering away. The top corner is about 70 dB down. That's it. So let me show you the principle. We're going to use a derail radio here today. So let's turn on the blower motor. We got a 5-watt slug between the derail Cobra 29 and your Palomar 575. Now, right now we got a 1,000-watt slug in peak, 1,000 in average, 5-watt slug back in reverse from the Bird 10,000-watt dummy load. 20 whole watts of peak power. Super, super, super clean radio. Now, the other thing I want to show you is I don't have a speaker hooked up to this, but your preamp is working. So let's turn the amp on. Before I'm getting ahead of myself, let's take this 5-watt slug and turn it around real quick. Half a watt carrier. Half a watt. Check it out. Half a watt on high is going to get you a 100-watt carrier out. 575. As we can see, the cores are starting to saturate there on the signal just a little bit. And we're hitting the top end of what the spectrum can handle here. So I'm going to need to build a little bit bigger attenuator for in the future. Now in the future, we do have a computer that's sitting down here that is going to be in the future running this computer screen that's above it. And the reason we're doing a big computer screen is to make it easier for you, the viewer, and I don't have to do all this dancing around. The other thing is I got myself a little tiny micro keyboard that's going to go with this. So all I got to do is reach over and hit 2 keys, click, click, and I'll be able to do a screen grab off of both of these and be able to interlace that into the video. I just thought it'd be cool. And thank you once again, by the way, Siglant, for hooking me up with such wonderful test equipment. We did purchase this, but they were the ones who were willing to give me the best deal and wanted to work with me the best on the phone. Don't buy Rygold. That's all I'm going to tell you. Because I've already got the Rygold equipment sitting here, and then they ended up being a pain in the ass to work with on the phone, and it's very disappointed with their customer service. Don't buy Rygold. Remember, they have a salary there to support as well. That tells you everything. Because you can make that needle dance and run to the corner, but it'll be spread out all over frequency, and it doesn't do you any good. Alright, on that note, I'm out of here, guys. Mr. B, I hope you're happy. I'm going to give you a chance to take a look at this video, and you can give me a call, let me know if there's anything I need to do or change or modify, but I think you're pretty much set. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you checking out the video, and I appreciate you watching it. If this is the first time you're dialing in to check out my little YouTuber channel, click subscribe. Just click subscribe. Now, on an up note, I don't know how you roll at your house. This is how I roll at mine. Just got myself a couple $1,000 cell phone charger. Because we got to charge our phones in style. That's the way I got to say it. Guys, I got to go. On to other things. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And Siglant, thank you guys for hanging out. We're going to get ourselves a nice little sticker for up here for them to have. And of course, there will be a link from my www.bbiamps.com to, of course, Excess Power and Siglant and, you know, Wolfman CB and, you know, Big Rig Radio and all them guys here just very shortly in the near future. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see you on the next video. Bump, bump. The biggest duck in Idaho. I'll see you. Bye.